What is up, everybody? Welcome back to a brand new video. And in this video I'm going to be going over the top 3 vehicles you need in every category in GTA Online, starting off with HSW, then Imani Tech, then PvP / weaponized, then transportation / movement, and then finally planes or jets. And I actually have made a video like this back in October, but I was re-watching that video the other day and I realized it sucks because I didn't actually show any of the vehicles I recommended, but I will actually be showing the vehicles I recommend in this video with actual good facts and everything about them. And yeah, I also got a new mic, so yeah, before this video starts, let me know what you think about the new mic. And yeah, let's get straight into it, starting off with HSW. Coming in at number 3 for the weaponized / PvP category, we got the Deluxo. And this vehicle costs $5,750,000 or $4,312,000 for the trade price. And that is one of the most expensive vehicles on this video, and I kind of think it's overpriced, but it has one saving grace, and that is easily the missiles. And the big seller on this vehicle is obviously the missiles, because a lot of people think that they're best in the game, even though in my opinion they're tied with the top 2 vehicles in the weaponized category. But I think one of the best sellers is it can fly, but it's just slow, very slow. It's not fun to drive either. It might be fun to hit some cool PvP trick shots or whatever, but it's not really too impressive when the missiles are very, very good. And yeah, now let's get into number 2. Coming in at number 2 for the weaponized vehicle category, we got the Scramjet, which will run you $4 million, and it has pretty much the exact same missiles as the Terraodor, but the thing that makes it different is it can jump. It also has the same missiles as the Deluxo, and yeah, so the jump is actually pretty cool. A lot of people do think that this thing is a water magnet, but me personally, I don't really tend to land in water, I should say. I don't know what I'm saying here, but anyways, it does have a pretty long boost, which does make it a very fun vehicle to use in general. And it does have pretty good missiles, and there's only 2 main problems I have with it. Overall, it's pretty good, but the 2 problems are it can only take 1 RPG, and then the thing is just completely destroyed. And it's only limited to 30 missiles, which is kind of a lot, considering the Oppressor Mark 1 only has 20, so... Or Oppressor Mark 2, I mean, sorry. But yeah, so the Oppressor Mark 2 does only have 20, and the Scramjet does have 30. So yeah, just keep that in mind before you're purchasing any of these vehicles on this list, but I definitely would recommend this. And if you can get really good at it and hit some insane PvP trick shots with it. So yeah, now let's get into number 1, which I think is pretty obvious. Coming in at number 1, we got easily one of my favorite cars in the game. We got the Pegassi Terraodor. Now this will run you $4.25 million or $4,250,000. It does have, in my opinion, the best missiles, but I think they're all tied anyways. And the thing about this vehicle is it has a boost, and it can take 4 RPGs, which makes it very good in PvP against an Oppressor Mark 2, because the Oppressor Mark 2 doesn't necessarily have the best missiles after it was, nerfed. And yeah, since they are so strong, the missiles, they can destroy nearly anything. I don't know if I've taken out a jet necessarily, but I have taken I've taken out other Terraodors, other Oppressors. I've taken out everything with this. And not to mention, the machine gun on this is also, very good. Here, I'll show you, actually, real quick. Let me just blow up this. My aim's not good, but... Yeah, see? Here, I'll do a better one on this parked car. But anyways, and... Yeah, as we were talking about, the missiles and everything on this, I almost forgot to mention that this car can go in water. The whole point of this car is it's a better version of the Stromberg, and it has a boost and everything. So yeah, the main selling point is actually here you can see the missiles, but yeah, but the main selling point of the vehicle is it can go in water, and it's not even really used for that, to be honest with you. But yeah, so this is easily one of my favorite vehicles. And yeah, now let's get into the next category. Starting off this video with the HSW category, and coming in at number 3, we have the new Banshee GTS. And this is the fastest HSW vehicle in the game, but for me, it ranks worst out of the top 3. Now, in my opinion, I just don't really like the handling, and it does cost $1,989,000 or $1,989,000 is what I meant to say, or 1.9 million for the HSW. So in total, you're paying around 3.8 million, and that doesn't include like engine upgrades and customizations and stuff like that. And it does reach 172 miles an hour, which is kind of insane. But me personally, I'm just not really a big fan of the Banshee, and yeah, I will just say this right now, this video is all about personal preference in my opinion. So yeah. Now let's get into number 2. At number 2 for the HSW category, we got the Hakkachu Drag. And this is one of the cheapest HSW vehicles in the game at $976,000 and $1.4 million for the upgrade. So in total, you're paying around probably $2.5 million in total. And the thing with this vehicle, you might be saying, isn't this kind of slow? And I will admit, it is decently fast. It goes 157 miles per hour, and it ranks 6th among all HSW vehicles. And I don't know why, I just really like this bike because I use it for the HSW time trials, and I think that's kind of why I have it so high. But I completely understand if you have any vehicle in front of this, like the Naobi, Stinger TT, or anything like that. Let's get into number 1. Coming in at number 1 for the HSW category, we have the Ubermacht Naobi. It's the 3rd fastest HSW vehicle in the game, and it tops out at around 160 miles an hour, which is very good. And the cost of this vehicle is $1,880,000 and another $1.8 million for the upgrade. So you're paying around $4 million in total for all the upgrades, customizations, and everything like that, which is kind of expensive. And I don't know why I keep crashing this video, but we're just going to ignore that. And that is kind of ridiculous, but it is easily one of my favorite looking cars in the game anyways. I don't really have too much to say about it, but it's just fun just to drive around. And I do believe this and the Banshee do have missile lock-on jammers, so keep that in mind before you buy anything on this list. And yeah, let's move on to the next category. Transportation and movement. Coming at number 3, I have any HSW vehicle that I recommended, plus a few honorable mentions. So we got the Banshee GTS, the Hakkachu Drag, the Ubermacht Naobi, and for the other ones that I recommend would be the Italy GTO Stinger TT, which is I think like the 2nd fastest. I'm just not really like a big fan of the handling on that one. Or even like the Buffalo EVX, which is also another very good Imani Tech vehicle as well. And I know this may seem a little like lazy, but I really do think HSW vehicles are pretty good. And the reason why I'm not putting like jets on here is just because like they spawn in like at the beach or like in the sewers. So that's why I'm not putting them on this list. Or else obviously like the Rayu would be number 1. But anyways, let's get into number 2. Coming in at number 2 for the transportation and movement, I have the Oppressor Mark II. This will run you an absurd $8 million, which is one of the most expensive vehicles in the game, or $6 million for the trade price. And I actually do have a guide to that on my channel if you want to go look for it. And it is decently fast, like it's nothing too crazy, but it can fly, which that's obviously the main seller of the vehicle. And it has okay missiles, but it has been nerfed a ton, actually, I think just once, but like it kind of killed the missiles. Or else it'd probably be number 1 still on the PvP list. And it does actually have countermeasures, which is pretty good. It has flares, smoke, and chaffs, which is pretty good. I'm pretty sure flares are the best, but I just like the smoke better. I don't know why, I just do. And yeah, I don't really have anything else to say about the Oppressor Mark II. Other than, it's pretty good for missions. And yeah, I'd probably recommend it if you're looking for a vehicle just to get around the map. So let's get into number 1. Coming in at number 1, we have the Sparrow. Now this is like one of the fastest vehicles in the game. I think maybe only like the Rayu's faster, or maybe like another jet like the B11. But it is only $2 million, and another $2 million for the missiles, so $2.2 million in total. And that's if you don't count like the Kassadka, because you have to buy the Kassadka to buy the Sparrow. But just ignoring that, you can get across the map very quickly. So that's one of the reasons why I recommend it. And it can spawn in right next to you. So that could make it also like very good for like PvP or something. Like say like you just got blown up in your oppressor, so then you just call this thing out, and then it's right there. Or if you're trying to run away, because this thing can outrun the oppressor pretty well. And yeah, it also does have countermeasures as well. I have the flares on this. And I don't really have a lot to say about the Sparrow. Rather than I think probably every player should own it at some point in GTA. Actually, I think once you own it, you can't sell it because it's like a service vehicle. But yeah, that's all I have for the Sparrow. Sorry I don't really have like anything else, but yeah, definitely buy the Sparrow. Coming in at number 3 for the Imani Tech vehicles, we got the Oselot Virtue. This vehicle will run you $2,235,000, or for free through the second dose missions, which I really recommend doing. It's either like the last dose or the second dose. I'm pretty sure it's the second dose, but I haven't done those in a while, so I don't really remember. But I would definitely recommend doing it because you can get this car for free and save $2 million pretty much. And for the Imani Tech aspect, it has a missile lock-on jammer, which as you guys know is pretty powerful. It also has armor plating, so I'm not really sure how many missiles it can take. I'm assuming probably 4, but obviously they can't lock onto you, so it's going to be pretty hard to hit. And it also has proximity mines, so say like a Terraodor or something like that is chasing you, you can just drop one and then, basically get away. And for the top speed of the Virtue, it goes 115 miles an hour with a very quick acceleration. And I guess I will show you guys real quick just how quick this acceleration actually is. It goes very fast. And actually, I think we're closer to like 120 than 115. Yeah, so let's say 120. And yeah, now let's get into number 2. Coming in at number 2 for the Imani Tech category, we have the Buffalo STX, which will run you $1,612,500. And for the actual Imani Tech, it has a missile lock-on jammer, armor plating, which I believe it can take up to like 4 RPGs. I might be wrong on that. It does have slick mines as well if you're trying to escape griefers. It also has window plating or bulletproof windows, I guess, which could take a few shots before they break. And I believe that's the same thing for every Imani Tech vehicle, but I also might be wrong on that. And it has a mounted machine gun, which I'm pretty sure is the only one like it. I'm not 100% sure on that, but I'm pretty sure it is. And I know this is probably a lot of people's firsts, but I do actually have a pretty good reasoning why my number 1 is my number 1. But like I said previously, if you could change anything on this list, obviously, I think. And at number 1 for the Imani Tech category, we have the Canis Terminus, which comes in at $1.8 million, or $1,877,000, and it is pretty good for that price point, I would say. I'd say it's better than the STX because it is faster, and I just like it for the off-road capability. Not to mention, it does have a lot of customization. And for the actual Imani Tech options, it has armor plating, a missile lock-on jammer, and slick mines, which, like I said previously, it's all very good to combat the griefers. So it's very like a defensive tool instead of an offensive tool. But the PvP vehicles that I recommended in the video are also more offensive, and these are defensive. So yeah, now let's get into the next category. Now for the planes slash jets. Coming in at number 3, we have the B11 Strike Force for 3.8 million. And my opinion on this vehicle is it has just okay missiles, nothing like too crazy, but they're not terrible. I mean, they're decent. It's like nothing really to write home about. And it's definitely like kind of versatile while moving through the air. I mean, it's not like super fast turning, but it's pretty good for what it is. It does have a very good cannon, as you can see right here. Pretty good. And it does rank 16th among all planes in like top lap time, but it's still, I would say, it holds its own in dogfights. I mean, I've won against a few B11s before. I'm not really like too big of a dogfighter in GTA, by the way, but yeah, like it definitely holds its own. And I think that another thing that makes it kind of crazy is it can take up to 6 RPGs before going down, which I find pretty insane. And also, I forgot to mention, it has a missile barrage, which is also very cool. I think this and the FH Hunter are like some of the only vehicles that have it. I don't really know what else has it. These might be it though. So yeah, now let's get into number 2. 2 for the planes. We have the LF22 Starling, which costs 3,657,000 or 2.7 million for the trade price, which I believe the trade price is you just have to source enough cargo from the hangar. Well, the thing I like about this vehicle is it's very versatile with the thrust, and I know a lot of people do hate this. I think it's like a mixed opinion with the community. Some people hate it, some people love it. I'm one of those people who just really likes to fly this thing. I think it's just a fun vehicle in general. And it's very versatile, like I said. It does have a recharging boost, but you do have to like pay for like a larger thruster just to like get more of that boost. And it can drop bombs, as you can see here. I've gotten a few kills like that before. It also has machine guns and homing missiles, and I believe it does have countermeasures, and it does. I got smoke with this one as well, just like the oppressor. And like I said, in my opinion, I just really like to fly the Starling, and I know I could see something like the Pyro or maybe even like the Hydra or Laser being in this spot, but this is my list, and I just really like the Starling. So yeah, now let's get into the number 1 plane in the video. Coming in at number 1, we have the Rayu, which is easily the fastest jet in the game by far, and it does have VTOL mode, which that's what I'll go in now just to show you guys. And then it also has stealth mode, which obviously you can't use your weapons in stealth mode. And I will say the missiles are very mid on this thing, and it can only shoot like I think 2 at once until it has to like take like 5 seconds to reload. Let's see. You can only shoot 2 at once, and as you can see, I can't shoot any, and now I can. And actually, this thing's kind of crazy because it can almost outrun missiles, which I find very, very insane. Now, while it lacks the missiles, it makes up for it in the speed and the explosive cannon, which is one of the best in the game, along with the B11 and laser. And it can also take around 1 to 2 missiles. Same thing with the Starling. It can take 1 to 2 missiles before it like starts stalling out, and then eventually just gets blown up. So yeah,